Hey guys, welcome back. So we're not up to camp this weekend. We are busy at home. Rob is actually at his Maine guide class. He's learning how to become a Maine guide. Pretty excited for him. That's something he's always wanted to do, so that'll be good. So today I'm just doing stuff around the house, getting some stuff done, running some errands, and I'm also making some tallow balm. So I wanted to bring you along for that and show you how I make my tallow balm. And this is by no means the correct way of doing it. This is how I do it. You should look up ways to do it yourself. There's lots of resources on the internet. There's books. I recommend you read some books. I've read a few myself. So I'm just gonna do my method and I'll show you that. And here's a few things that I have on hand ready to go. So this is the tallow that I have. I already rendered this down from beef suet that I bought in the store. So you just render it down to a tallow. And then I also have my calendula oil, which I'll be putting in the balm. This is just made from flowers from my garden from last summer. I just grew the calendula flowers and then I plucked the flowers off of the stems and I threw them in olive oil and I let that sit and marinate for quite a while, probably a couple months. And every so often I come by and shake it. Here's another jar that I haven't strained off yet. So you'll see all of the flower petals in there. So I just come along and shake it. That needs to be strained before you can use it because the petals just get disgusting. And then this is the salve or the balm that I had before, so we're out of it. It's great stuff. We used it all winter on our face and hands to help with the dry season. And actually our dog Grunk also used this on his face when he was having some face issues, so that worked out really well for him. And then this is the jar of tallow that we used for cooking, so we're also out of that. So this large jar that I have, I'll just put some for cooking and then the rest will be balm with the olive oil. So for cooking you don't put the calendula oil in there. And then I just have some empty containers ready to go. I also have these cute little ones that I use for my balm. I give these out to my friends and family. Just because I like to do that. And some other tools you'll need are just these things to pick up this jar I'm going to heat up, so I'll need that to pick it up when it's warm. And then also a funnel that fits directly into the jars and a sieve. I may actually also use some cheesecloth on top of the sieve to help strain it even further. So yeah, we'll get started. First thing, we have to get this heated up so that it can be used, and I'll do that by putting it in a pot of boiling water. Just sit the jar in there itself and it will heat up enough so that you can use it. So I'll get started on that. It's mostly or completely all melted down into its liquid form. So I'm going to pull the tallow off of the heat, I guess. And I'm going to keep the water boiling on the stove because once I combine the oils, I'll put it back on to mix them together. So I'll get towel, and I already measured out my calendula oil. I do a 3-to-1 ratio, so I did a half a cup of the calendula oil, so now I'll do a cup and a half of this tallow. then I'll just put the rest in this other jar. So that made approximately 2 cups. Now I'm going to mix that. And I'll put it back into this jar and back onto the heat so that they can kind of cook together for a little bit. Just a few minutes. So as that cooks for a little bit, just a couple minutes, I'm also going to add some essential oils to the mix. They have health benefits, and lavender is also a scent you can add, and it has health benefits. So I have lavender, clary sage, and melaleuca oil. It's like a tea tree oil. So I'll add a few drops to those after a couple minutes, and I'm gonna go stir that right now. Okay, now I'm going to turn down the heat and then add my oils. And now to make it easier to pour into my smaller jars, I'm going to put it back in the measuring cup. We ended up with 4 4-ounce jars, 4 1-ounce jars of the Tallow Balm that has the calendula oil, the essential oils, and then we also have just the straight jar of tallow for cooking. So that is just strictly tallow that we'll leave on the counter for cooking. And it will take about, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour for all of this to solidify. Once it comes down in temperature, it will become like a nice textured balm. So I'll show you that after.